This is your home hub. It's located in the living area of your home and it controls a lot of the systems. It controls the lighting, the heating, which is underfloor, and the cooling if you have it. It controls the electric curtains and the shutters, and also allows you to speak to the concierge team or for them to speak to you. It also gives you access to your video entry phone, so when someone's coming to visit, their image will come up on the screen and you'll be able to let them in. Let's have a closer look at the panel now and just go through each item step by step. To turn on, you simply touch the screen and you can see lighting, climate, curtains and shutters, and concierge. Let's go into the lighting feature, and you can control your lights both from the panel and through switches that are located throughout the apartment in each room. And I'll show you those later because they actually will allow you to use the scene setting function and to dim. You won't be able to save a scene through the light switches. You can only do that here at the master panel. But they're really clever the way you can actually select the scenes on them. So we'll look at that later. So these 4 scenes have been pre-programmed for your lights. But if you do want to have some more control over them, say you wanted to maybe change the downlights to a lower setting, then just go into the More button here. So press More, and you'll see along the bottom it lists the lights in the lounge kitchen. So you've got downlights, trough lights, pendant, so over your dining room, and the LED panel. And so temporarily you can change these. So for instance, the downlights, we can turn them down here. And this is just a temporary measure. If you did want to save that scene, you would then press and hold the Scene 1 button, and that will then save that as your Scene 1 for the lounge kitchen. One other thing to mention is the lights off in the whole apartment button, which is really handy. It means you don't have to go around turning everything off. So you'll see you've got one here which is just for the kitchen lounge. But if we go into let's just change that to all rooms, and you'll see in the lighting options, there's a lights off and it says all rooms at the top. So if we press that, all of the lights in the apartment will go off. Likewise, there is a switch at the front door, somewhere in your hallway area, and when you come into the apartment, if you press that up, it will light your way into your living space. Likewise, when you go out, if you press it down, it will turn all the lights off. So it's kind of 2 options there, really. It's quite nice to be able to get to the front door and be able to see where you're going and then turn all your lights off. Let's have a look now at the climate control. So when you go into this number on the screen is the master set point for the apartment. It's not the actual temperature in the room at the moment. So you have various thermostats throughout the apartment that control each room separately, and they all sort of relate to this master set point. So they operate within an 8-degree window. So for instance, if you wanted to have your bedroom up to 4 degrees either way, so warmer or cooler. Say you wanted your bedroom a little bit cooler, you could change the thermostat by 2 degrees, and then say you wanted the bathroom to be a little bit warmer underfoot, you could also increase the heat in that room. So really clever and great functionality. We will have a look at those thermostats a little bit later on, just so that you know where they're located. Usually in the bedrooms, they're in the fitted wardrobes, but it'll be good for us to just have a quick look so that you know how they operate. Okay, so next on here, we've got the curtains and shutters. So if we go into there, quite easy to operate, but one really nice function is that if you press and hold the switch sort of halfway through, then the curtains will actually stay open at that point. So you'll see the little arrows to open. We'll just press those and then simply press and hold, and the curtains will stop wherever you want them to. Likewise with the shutters, so it's great because it means that, if it's a really bright sunny day but you just want the shutters closed a little bit to block the sun a tiny bit, then you can shut them part way through, which is really good. Okay, so we'll come out of here, so press the back button, and also just to let you know that all of the curtains and shutters can be operated by wall-mounted switches. The shutters have a gold switch with like a little ring around, and again we'll look at those later because they also have the ability to hold the curtains and the shutters open and pause them in the middle if you like. Okay, so now the concierge button. So if you press the concierge, it will ring down at concierge and your call will be answered. Likewise, they can call up to you. Now there isn't a video, you won't see the concierge's face and they won't be able to see you, but you can have a conversation. If somebody calls you from outside of the building, the video screen will come up with the face of the person and you can talk to them, and then if you'd like to let them in, you would just press, there's a key button, so you would just press and they'll be allowed entry into the building. So one other thing as well, so if we just press the concierge button, you'll see there's a whole list of messages here. So concierge can send you a message. For instance, if the windows are going to be cleaned that day, they'll send you a little message to let you know in advance. And they do have a switch that operates the shutters. So they'll let you know the windows are being cleaned and that the shutters are going to be opened on a particular day, just so you don't get a shock really if you wake up and the shutters have all been opened. You can also press this little button here which says do not disturb, and you'll see that the lights on either side go on, and this means that nobody can call the apartment. It's a really good feature actually. So say you want to have a nice lie-in, or maybe you're working nights or anything like that. So you can press the do not disturb and it means that nobody can actually call the apartment during that time. And to cancel it, you just press again and the lights disappear. Let's have a look at the holiday feature. So press the little suitcase that's on the left hand of the screen and press and hold, and you'll see some options come up. And what this does, by pressing these, you can disable the cooling, for instance, close external shutters, disable scheduled events, for instance, if your warm walls are on in your bathrooms, and inform concierge. Okay, so you can tick whichever ones you want and press the back button, and you'll see it's very user-friendly, this. I mean, it actually tells you what to do. So press to accept options, press and hold to edit options. So we've just ticked all of those things, so we'll press, and now we get the option to select the holiday mode now, which will put all of those features into play immediately, or set the holiday mode later, which when we leave the apartment, when we press the home lighting switch, it will bring all of those holiday features into effect. Finally, let's have a look at the schedule function. So press on, and you'll see just down on the right hand side, so press. And this will allow you to create a schedule for things like your warm walls in your bathroom. So you'll see create a new schedule, and for the warm walls we'll go into climate, and you'll see a little icon for warm walls. And you can switch them on or off. So let's say on, and we'll say it's for the ensuite. Press the next button, and it'll give you the option so you can select a day. So let's just say we're going to select the weekdays. Okay, and it will ask you what time you want to set it to come on. So let's just set it for 7. $7:30, say. Okay, so then press the next button. Okay, and it will say event 2 at 7:30. We press OK, and that's enabled. So every day now your warm wall will come on at 7:30, so every weekday. Press finish. Now, if we wanted to set it to go off, we obviously then have to go back in and select an off time, but quite straightforward. So you can see here also all of the events that you've set up. So all the schedules will be listed. So you'll be able to clearly see what time they're going on and what time they're going off. So moving on from the master set point screen, if you press the More button on the right hand side, it will bring you into this screen which sort of breaks down each room for you. And you'll see here a little -1 in the lounge kitchen, and that really just shows you what the temperature is according to the master set point. So it is -1 below the master set point, and you would have set that with your individual thermostat. And you'll see that the actual temperature in the room is 22.5. So it just lets you kind of have a little bit more control by seeing what the actual temperatures are. Also in here, you'll see the little fan buttons. If you do have comfort cooling, say you were a little bit warm and just wanted to put the comfort cooling on, you can press the fan icon. This will turn on the comfort cooling for a period of half an hour. You won't have to come back and turn it off again, it will do it automatically. Also, you've got your warm wall function down at the bottom. So if you just wanted to turn the warm wall on, say it's a different time that you usually would want the towels warm. So all you have to do is just press and toggle through, and you'll see both of those for the ensuite and the main bathroom are both turned on, and then hit again to turn them off. Each room has a panel like this which controls the lights, the curtains and the shutters. You'll know the button that controls the shutters because it always has a different colour ring around the base. At the top, you'll always know that this is the light switch because it is always situated next to the dimmer switch. Just a note on the curtains and the shutters. So to open, you press down once, and to close, press up once. If you would like to pause either the curtains or the shutters opening or closing at any point, press and hold and release. Let's have a quick look at the light switches. So press down to turn the lights off and press up to turn the lights on. The lights that will come on will be the last scene that was set in the room. So if you had the lights on dim when you last turned them off, they will come on again at that same setting. If you keep on pressing up, the lights will toggle through the scenes that we touched on when we looked at the Home Hub. And that goes 4 times. You can temporarily adjust the brightness by using the dimmer. As I mentioned before, the thermostats for your heating and your warm walls will be located inside the bedrooms in one of the fitted wardrobes. So you can see here we've got the 2 thermostats that are labelled for the ensuite and the bedroom. And above we've got the warm wall, so the isolator switch and the thermostat control. So if we have a look a little bit closer at the heating controls, remember before we mentioned when we were looking at the Home Hub that you could alter the heating by 4 degrees, so either 4 degrees, plus 4 degrees or minus 4 degrees. So you'll see this little dial. If you rotate it clockwise to a maximum of +4 and the same, so anti-clockwise, you simply slide the dial around. So the minus will make the bedroom 4 degrees cooler if you go all the way around to the line, and clockwise will make it 4 degrees warmer. Keeping it in the middle will keep it close to the set point of the whole apartment. You'll see a slider switch on the side of the controller. This is already set to talk to your Home Hub, so you don't need to touch that. That should be set in the very, very top location. Moving on to your warm wall controls. So make sure that the isolator switch is pressed on, and then you simply have a dial to choose the temperature for your warm wall. If you remember, we did go through and set the timings for the warm walls, so all you need to do then is make sure the switch is on and the temperature is set, and your warm wall will come on at the times that you've chosen through the Home Hub. This is the welcome switch. It's located in your hallway just by the front door. Pressing it down when you come into your home will light your way into the living space. Alternatively, when you are leaving, press up and all the lights in the apartment will turn off. If you've set holiday mode for later in the Home Hub, turning the lights off here will activate the holiday mode. And remember, most common issues can be resolved by looking at your homeowner's manual, so be sure to check this first. Thank you for watching, and we hope you love living at Gas Holders.